because God was working in me, I was able to go back to study, and I went to study. I took classes, many classes. So in one of my classes, I got there and I was so quiet. The one of my partners there said, Anna, what's wrong with you? You're usually very cheerful and stuff. And I said, well, somebody told me that I have a bad shadow on me and I'm so scared. And he told me, well, guess what, Anna? I'm taking classes to read the halos of the people, and I can help you. I can check. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, just stand here, look into the mirror, and I'll be right behind you. So when I did that, he's like, definitely you have something. And I was like, what? I'm like, this is confirmation. I have something in me. I was so disappointed. The lady in the church went to my friends in the church and told them to stay away from me because I had something bad in me. And I was like, I was actually telling these same people to stay away from drugs and drinking because they were getting into those things. And this lady went and told them that. I got so disappointed. I began to, little by little, being disappointed at the church, because I used to visit so many churches and I saw how many people really didn't love God. They were going there for a cultural, traditional thing that you do going on Sundays. People really were not passionate about it. So I was seeing all of these things in the church and just beginning to be so disappointed with all of these things. My mom was still being mean, and I thought like, I can't believe it. After all I'm doing, she's still being so mean. She really didn't care all my change and stuff. She wasn't thankful for that. She just thought I was nuts. So, well, it became, one day I was reading the Bible and it says there you should be nice with your enemies and whatever. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna have to talk to somebody in the neighborhood that we were always fighting. So just childish things. So I went and talked to her. She's 3 years younger than me, and I was so polite, and she was so surprised. So we became friends because I quit all of my party friends. I stopped all of that. I changed that to Catholic friends. So, and younger people, because I thought they're pure and stuff. So. And then if they were younger, they wouldn't be asking me to go to bars and stuff like that. Well, this friend was just in the stage where she was starting to go to the bars, and she needed a partner, and I was starting to just grow cold into the church, and I was still going, I was still confessing, and then my friend said, you know, and I really want to go to a bar, and since you're allowed to go, would you please come with me? And I said, okay. So I started going with her, and she started asking me to stay longer and longer and longer. And I remember one time I had one cocktail, and I felt so bad. It's like the end of the world. I'm having a drink. So I went and confessed to the priest, and I said, you know, priest, I just had a drink. And he's like, don't worry, it's fine, it's okay. One won't kill you. And I said, but isn't it bad going to a bar? And he says, don't worry, the place is not bad, it's the things that you go there and do. So then the next time I went there and I was smoking a cigarette, and I thought, this is so bad, I'm falling back. And I confessed, and the priest said, one won't kill you. So I said, fine, I'm okay. Then my friend started using cocaine. And I was like, oh, here we go again. I don't want to be doing this. Then I met a guy, and I was like falling in love with him. And I thought like, I'm just falling right back into the old habits. And one of the times my friend is like, please, Anna, I don't want to use cocaine alone. Please, just this one time. And I said, okay. And I used it, and my body was like zero pleasure. It was like, I thought, Jesus really cleaned me totally, because I don't even feel any pleasure. This is awesome. But it still, it was like, all of this was like pulling me right back into it, and I didn't know how to stop it again. And I really didn't want to be like that. And I was starting to feel the disconnection with God, and I didn't know how to stop all of that. So, I don't know. it didn't fill me up. All of the things that I was trying to do in the Catholic Church, all of the rituals, all of the stuff. I remember when it was Easter time, I was so happy and so excited because I got the chance to hold one of the statues on the street when people were walking, and that was so nuts. But I was like, oh, God is gonna be so pleased with me because I was holding the statue of Virgin Mary. So excited, so excited. But all of those things were dying inside of me, and I just was losing it. That's when my aunt called me from Canada, and she said, Anna, I need somebody to come and live with me for a year. And I said, oh, no, I can't. I have to take care of the baby and the twins. Who's gonna clean and do all the work in the house? I can't. A week went by, and I had a fight with my mom so badly, and she treated me just so bad that I said, what am I doing here with my life? She's not appreciating everything that I'm doing for her. So I called my aunt and I said, you know what? I'm ready to go. The twins are 15 years old now. They can take care of the little one and clean and cook. So I'm out of here. My mom, oh, she was nuts. She really went hard on me. She was like so upset because I decided to leave her. Because all of this time she was just making me feel so bad about myself, saying that I wouldn't live in any other house happier than in her house. And so I decided to leave, and I left, and I came to Canada, and I said, oh, I can start from scratch, having new friends. And I tried to go back to the church and reading the Bible and praying the rosary, but it didn't feel as good as before. So I decided to confess myself. After a month of being here, that's when I met my husband. So I was going out with him, and I went to the priest and I confessed that I was going out with a man and I was not married and all that stuff. And he said, to come to this church you have to stop that relationship. And I'm like, but isn't it sinners supposed to come to the church and then you get transformed? He's like, no, here, you can't be going out with a boyfriend and, having sex and stuff like that. You can't. And I said, oh, that's not good. So I tried another priest, the same. It was so cold, I couldn't understand that much because my English was so little. So I was quite disappointed, and I was like missing so much, all the love and the peace and the stuff that God gave me before. So during the time that I left my house in Costa Rica, my mom's boyfriend saw the opportunity to start touching one of my sisters, one of the twins. And I didn't know anything about it. I found that out years after. And my sister tried to tell my mom what happened, and my mom just said to her, he was drunk. He only does that when he's drunk. So it was quite upsetting finding out that my mom is not protecting my sisters. At the time she wasn't doing that, and it was painful, very painful. But still, I find that through God I was able to forgive all of these things from her. I actually feel compassion and pity on her. I'm like, it's so sad your situation, because God is gonna ask you what you did with all of us. And her situation is just bad. Luckily, she has changed her attitudes lately. She's a better person. She's a little bit more loving and stuff. She has changed a lot. But she still needs God so badly to forgive her. She needs to repent, and I try to help her and pray for her and stuff like that. And that's what happened during this time that I left Costa Rica, and I was trying to find God. And I remember one time after I got married, I met a friend who was a Christian, and she told me that she invited